Okay, so when you're looking at doing your assessments, obviously we want to be able to find the necessary information to help you with it. Now, some of this can be done through internet searches. You can go to specific websites, but you also have access to then a wealth of online journals and articles through the library services. So if we actually look on the left-hand side of your canvas, you will see library services will pop up. Okay, if you click on that, it'll take us to the library system. Okay, now I might have to come out of the student account because obviously I'm a staff member, but let's look at it a minute. So this is what you find. Now for you, we can go to subject guides, which is then looking down, we go to sport and fitness. I'll give us some indications of what we really want. So there's sport and exercise PDF, and that'll give us an idea of what books we can look at. We can go to the ebooks. So if we go to the ebooks and journals and e-databases, because those are the things that are online and we don't have to physically be in college. So if we look at ebooks, we can see these are all things that, there's sports coaching and acquisition, sports psychology, sport research, biomechanics, these and physiology. These are all books that are actually part of the sports science. This year you're doing functional anatomy as an exam, so you may want to look at this. So let's go into that one. So it pops up, and now all of a sudden you've got these electronic books. Okay, so Anatomy Physiology for Dummies, Anatomy Physiology for Dummies again. So we've got different movements. If we go back and say, right, well, we don't want ebooks. Ebooks sometimes can be quite old, so we may have had something that's written. If you go look at that, what are we looking? There's 2011 and there's 2010. 10 years makes a massive difference in science. So maybe we want to have something that's actually up to date. If we do that, we want to click on the journals. Okay, so now we get this idea of journals of sport and exercise science, and Journal of Sports Science, International Journal of Sports Psychology, and we can actually look and go into one of those. So if we click into that, it'll take us into the necessary area, which I just log in. Now outside of when the library, I should have said that, so if we can go back actually, let's do that again. We'll go out of this and try that again. So we'll go to the Journal of Sports Science. So it should come up as a login. Oh, it didn't. So the most important thing to learn, if it prompts you to sign in to the library, while all the sign-ins are your student number at belfastmet.ac.uk, for some reason in the library you don't actually have to do the at Belfast Met, so it'll just be your student number. Okay, but that'll get you into this, and here's the journal publication. So it could go right back under 1985, right up to 2021. If you click into this, you'll find that there are lots of different volumes, and you can go through these, and these are all open to you. Okay, so if we did that, there's uppercut screw construction of the mechanical ankle joint. We can look, and if we wanted to, so that's we're in. If we decided that that's not what we want to do, we can actually take out some of these. So we could take that out, and let's just say we wanted to do ours in rugby. Okay, so there's rugby union, and we want to hit search. Straight away, what will happen is now we get all these different articles on rugby. Okay, now if we wanted to go down and say, well, we're actually not looking at magazines, we just want to have something scientific, so we could say academic journals are scientific. Okay, so let's look at all these. Let's go with that. We'll hit that and we'll update. Okay, that takes it down now to only a certain amount, and if you look at subject, these are all the different, very, we might look at something that's quite simple, history, or we look at it, evaluation. What will happen is, as you can see, there's more books and journals around these areas. Okay, so if you want to refine it, that's fine, you can do that. Okay, we've refined it enough, I think, to say that it is rugby union, and we're looking at academic journals. Now we could also maybe turn around and look at what date these were in. Okay, so there is an element where we can look at dates. So all the left hand side, we can pretty much turn around and looking and say what we want to do. So if we wanted to look at physical fitness training, we would just say, well, look at that instead, and I'll update again up to now more just about sprint training and more about different things. Okay, so this is how we use the library. And the subject guide there, the e-databases, these are just different. So if you actually, when we looked at the, sorry, we'll take that off. And we looked at this, and this was the EBS host. We would say here that there's another couple of different ebooks. So if we just go on that, it'll take us to another journal where we can actually write things. So again, we're now looking, so say we wanted to look at rugby, and we can just hit go, and off it goes to see what's in there. Okay, so there's 10 years instance of spine injuries. Okay, so training, matching on rugby. Now, all these are a touch of your fingertips. All you have to do is when you go on to your courses, go down to the bottom, the library services, click into that, and we were able to find going through the subject guides. Okay, you can also, if you don't want to go through that, I think that's probably easier. You can go to eResources, and again, you can look down through this, and generally the ones that I would push would be this Discover More. Okay, but that takes us to the same sort of area as what we were with this sort of. Okay, so if you look in here again, we just go, let's just keep it just very open to rugby, and then search, and you can see up there it's the same search engine as what it is, right? Okay, so again, for this one, here is the publication. So let's look and say, well, we only wanted to watch from, I don't know, the last 8 years or last 7 years. Now all of a sudden that filters out everything into, you can see there's books here, so we can turn around and change that to academic journals. That's all we want to see. So it just be filtered the way that we want to. Okay, so we see stuff that, and anything that is around your interest. So you could put rugby and then psychology, and that might bring up something with regards to the two filters. Okay, so there's pattern recall, decision making, so sports psychology consultant within Rugby Union UK. Okay, so everything really that you need or you want to be interested in, if you wanted to keep on reading and looking and learning about things, this is where you go to. Okay, and it all starts from the wee library services button, and I'll be able to take you through. Okay, hope that helps with at least getting some information that's just not in the PowerPoints, but gives you an open, it just opens up a whole new level of learning and what you could actually get access to, and that it's not, if you are generally interested in outside and coaching and anything else, this is what you can do, and you get free access to this as a student. So feel free to knock yourself out and read whatever you want to, or download them, because you'll be able to get access to this for the 2 years you're with us. Okay, any questions, as you know, contact me on nathanmoore@belfastmet.ac.uk. Okay, thanks guys, bye bye.